antenna and back to the middle antenna. But so you can see, and I hear it on receive, like you say, that I can't believe that the antenna at 120 feet is not giving me a real good signal. As a matter of fact, maybe the 40-foot antenna is better than the 120 feet antenna to Europe, and that by going to the middle antenna at 80 feet is a very good height for Europe, depending upon, the distance there. Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox, W2VP, over.
Yeah, QSL, W2VP, 17 OFF returning. I just a little too late, I started the live stream. And I'm going to update my QRZ page. Hold on a second. Just give me one little second. And I turned on the live stream. You won't see my face because I just get out of bed, so I look like SHIT. So I want to spare you from that. And it's just because I heard your station that I wanted to go on the radio and heard your setup. So to be honest with you, I think you should do the test again and look on the live stream. Okay, I'm saving now. So if you go to my QRZ page and you click on the very, very, very first picture that you will see on my QRZ page, it will start the live stream, and you will be able to also have a better experience and a very, I'm changing frequency a little bit, so, okay, a very honest comparison between the antennas, okay. But yeah, you know the angle of attack is important, especially if you have further down the, further away stations. So I look at it from this side. Depending on how many hops, you stretch out your arm, you go outside, you stretch out your arm, and you try to have an angle of like 4 or 5, maybe 6 degrees, and that's where you reach the other side of the planet, right? So that's what you will actually achieve if you want to reach the other side of the planet. But if you're talking something like New York from your QTH, you probably have to do it, you have to lift up your hand like Hitler. So probably you have a very you have to lift it up very high. So this is actually how it works a little bit, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty interesting because the further down the road the antennas that are lower normally should perform less good, so you should see a huge difference between the different antennas when you're beaming to stations that are, let's see, what is the anecdote from, I think maybe if you talk with people from Indonesia or Thailand or Laos or Cambodia or, all these stations that are really on the opposite QTH as your station. So damn, I'm not in Thailand. I would be love to talk with you when I'm in Hotel Sugar in Thailand, but I'm in Belgium. January, February, I go to Thailand, so I could eventually operate from there. Listen, if you have the possibility to do the test again, you can see it on the live stream, and you will be able to have a look at it. If you don't have the live stream right now, you can actually look at it later on. So it's not the end of the world, but you can go to the YouTube channel and listen later. So there you are. So I just turned on the live stream just for your convenience, so you can have a listen and see how it sounds and how the signal is. I've got a very, very good live stream because I'm using SDR console as my daily driver for receive, and I'm using the TS480 SAT for my transceiver. And the live stream system here with the SDR console really does it very well because you can see the signal meter up to the dB point. So I can see it up to 9 plus 30, 9 plus 31, 9 plus 35. So if you do the test again, because I tried to kick it off as early as I could, but the computer was too slow to start it up. But if you do the test again, then you will have a very good overview on how it works. Back to you there, John. Whiskey 2, Victor Papa, Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox, over.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I hear it there. I'm looking at the live stream. It's amazing. You know, there is a little bit of a delay there, but I am looking at it. I'm trying to get used to it. And, of course, there is a little bit delay. I wanted to see my signal there. I guess the signal is sort of on the left-hand side there. I see a lot of different signals. Is there any way that you could reduce the bandwidth that I could just see? Well, I mean, I see the other signals. Maybe that's a good thing to see the amplitude that it looks like my signal is pretty strong, Kurt, over.
Man, do you see your blowing smoke here? I tell you, hello, the ex-commander. We got Column here. Hey, that's good. I see Column in the chat box. I think it's the first time Column is coming over to my stream. Column, I miss you all the time because you're doing your live stream on Fridays. I'm working on Fridays, so I'm just like cracking my fingernails because I want to be on there, but I can't. Yeah, well, anyway, yeah, I can, what I can do, I let it hang a little bit more, so you can see how it looks like. And you want me to decrease the bandwidth? I can go from 2.2, that is 2.2 to 10 kilohertz. So yeah, no problem. I can do everything. So I can make it very wide. I can make it very short. What bandwidth do you want me to put it on, John? Over. Just let me know because I can go from 2.2 to 10 kilohertz. Over.
Yeah, no. Well, go to 3 kilohertz. You know, that's supposedly the bandwidth of the signal there. But you know, it's a little confusing to me when you go to receive. I'm looking at the entire band, and you know, you see all the different signals that is coming in, but it looks like my signal is, you know, on the left-hand side there, on the left-hand side, because as I talk, I see it moving, and it looks like it's very strong compared to the other signals that are coming in. Over.
Yeah, you're the strongest. You're the strongest one on the band. I'm having the entire band here. So, and yeah, I've got the bandwidth right now on 250 kilohertz. Let me just increase the bandwidth to 1 megahertz. I'm going to do it right now while I'm talking, so you don't hear that I'm doing this. I just stopped the receive stream, and yeah, I'll hear myself now. So yeah, I got it on 1 megahertz now. Yeah, if you want to do the test with the antenna setup, maybe you can go ahead. Maybe you can even just, if you can, you know, I don't know, if you can, if you want to go to Foxtrot mic or Alpha mic to have a better view, no problem, because you know you've got the swings in the, but I put the hanging, so it's hanging now a little bit further, like, you know, I just put the AGC on very slow. So hopefully it hangs enough so you can do the comparison. Okay, I'll give you the floor. Do the test there, John, and I'll give you some comments on an idea that I have with my antenna setup. But I'll just do it after you do the test. Over.
Roger. Okay, I have to wait for the delay there. But okay, so this is. The bottom antenna. This is the bottom antenna. Talking on the bottom antenna, and I'll switch to the middle antenna. Okay, so now I'm on the middle antenna. And yeah, it's difficult to see. You might, you know, you have to get your trained eye there to see. And let me go to the top end. and I'll have to wait for the delay. Okay, so now back to the top antenna only. The top antenna only. And I don't know if you moved the signal. Maybe the signal is in the center now. I think, you may have moved it there, but I see it there. And I'll put all the antennas together. I have all the antennas together now. But anyway, it's a little difficult for me to concentrate. You have so many things going on there. But it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. But let me turn the microphone to you. But that's really cool about the live stream. It's incredible there. So let me turn the microphone to you and give you the floor to talk. Oscar November 7, Fox. Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox, W2VP.
Yeah, QSL W2EP, VP, Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox returning. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I saw that 38 dB is the highest that I could get you on the bottom antenna. Then when you were on the middle antenna, I had at a certain moment 39 dB. 37 dB, just one little dB lower. And then when you switched over to the upper antenna, the highest I've seen, because I kept an eye on, on this signal meter. You said a signal meter there in the middle, on the left screen, in the middle of the left. And there I saw it was going to 41 when you were using the top antenna. So you just had a little bit stronger signal. But, the problem is, what is it? Is it propagation? Is it maybe the angle of attack? So it's very difficult. It's very difficult. Bottom line, for Europe, whether you have an antenna that is 40 feet up, 80 feet, or 120 feet, there's not much of a difference. So, I tell you something, because you were asking something to the other guy, and I think you were referring to something that I think I just jumped into the queue. So when you were talking about the aluminium foil, I have a very good performance on my QTH here as far as antenna is concerned, and there's something I need to talk about this. I am actually located at the same altitude as the Belgian World Service, radio service, broadcast service. They had their antenna park about 2 kilometers, about 1.5 miles away from my home QTH. And this region was formerly very well known for the greenhouses. We had a lot of greenhouses here, and they cultivated grapes in these greenhouses, John. The bottom line, and what I tried to explain to you, when we had all these greenhouses here in our garden, at a certain moment, we couldn't compete with these grapes coming from the south in Europe, and the transport being very cheap. So gradually people were taking down these greenhouses, so the business just wasn't working out anymore. And these greenhouses, the structure is like made out of concrete, and then you had these bars, iron bars, on which they mounted all these glass. And it was a very common practice back in the 1990s and 2000s, where they would dig a hole under the ground and they would bury everything from these greenhouses and make everything flat. And I have very good performance on this QTH here where I'm at, and I think it might have to do with these greenhouses, because all this iron is still in the ground. So I built my antenna on top of the area where we had these greenhouses, and I assume that the iron that is just under the ground is acting some kind of a reflection. And you know why I'm telling you this? Because when I go around with the car, and I just drive around, and then I arrive at my QTH, my home QTH, all these signals that I'm listening at when I'm coming with the car, they're pretty normal. But when I get to my home QTH, it just goes up a little, cranky, a little bit up, like 1 S point, 2 S points. And I get it every single time when I'm driving around with the car for HF radiation, for HF receive. So when I come with my mobile unit, I just arrive here, I get a better signal when I'm at the home QTH, and I'm parked on that area where we had formerly we had these greenhouses. So I don't know if ever, Callum is in the channel here. He should know that, because he is using his vertical antennas, his DX Commander antennas. And the DX Commander, they have a lot of radials at the bottom. The more radials there are, the better it is. And Callum, he explained it very well, because he has a couple of videos where he explains it, that the gain is just, the gain is just going up, the more radials, but at a certain moment you hit like a hot, like a soft spot, and then the benefit of having more radials is diminished, because the cost price to have more radials, is diminished towards the gain that you actually book. So it's something that I figured out. So maybe you should not put foil, but you should put how do you call it, rasters, like concrete rasters on top of the ground under the antenna surface, and at the antenna surface. Maybe it will just reflect all these reflections, these waves that are going, reflected down to the antenna, to the ground. Well, they will maybe just get reflected again up in the air. So that's a suggestion, but it's just it's just assumptions, because this is what I have as an experience. Back to you there, John. Whiskey 2, Victor Papa, Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox Fox, over.
Fox, over. Roger. Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox Fox, W2VP. Very good there, Kurt. Very good. And very interesting story. About the greenhouses. I am doing a little bit something. What happens is that I have all my antennas in the same field. I have a large field, and I did put up a pair of 2 full-size quarter-wave verticals for 80 meters. And they're away from the tower, but the radio system for the verticals, I put a lot of radios down, and they go past the tower, if you will. So, the tower is looking at a ground screen from all the 80-meter radios. And what I did is I not only had quarter-wave radios there, I also have half-wave and full-wave radios. I put down longer radios. So I don't know, maybe that's helping, I don't know. And the other thing that I'll tell you, if you go to QRZ.com and put in my call sign there, I did put in a very extensive ground system. It's in one of the pictures down below. You have to go down below. Let's see, it's way down there, but you'll see the very thick copper wire that I used for the ground screen. And what I did is I had a circle of this very thick wire. It's as thick as your thumb, and it goes in a circle around the tower. And then from each leg of the tower, I connected the thick wire to the circle, and there's a ground rod there. And then not only did I do that, I have another solid copper wire going out further away from the circle, and there's a ground rod at the end of that wire. So I have 6 ground rods and the big circle. So the ground system for the tower is quite extensive. So I don't know, I don't know, but I can tell you that the best thing is the testing. The best thing is the testing, that you did in the mobile, because that's the bottom line, that when you're driving around, that the signals are okay, but when you come to your QTH, they peak up there. But Anyway, I see you're looking at my website there on the live stream. I can see the computer screen there. Hi. So that's kind of cool. But anyway, very good indeed. And I don't know. I'll keep doing the testing. We'll see. Right now, I have all the antennas together. You know, sometimes I feel I should just leave all the antennas together, and this way I'm guaranteed to have, some radiation, energy going at the right angle. There, I don't know, but it's a little disappointing. You know, one of the things I wanted to tell you also is that, I have these tri-banders at 40, 80, and 120 feet. And when you're phasing the antennas, the distance between the antennas varies as a function of frequency. So because they're fixed antennas, you have to choose a stacking distance. And in my case, what I did is I did it for 15 meters. The stacking distance is optimized for 15 meters because that's in the middle. So what happens is when you go to 10 meters, the stacking distance is a little bit too far apart. And then when you go to 20 meters, the stacking distance is a little close, too close spacing. But when you go to 15, it's ideal. So I think that the phasing and the stacking of the antennas works better on 15 than it does on 20 or 10. Because it's not ideal, it's not optimized there. And the other thing is, the stacking, I think, is a little overrated. I think that, yes, you do get some gain, and it does help with the QSB, but, there's not much in it. So a single antenna at a good height works pretty well. The other thing I wanted to say is that I put up this big tower and antenna system 5 years ago in 2017, and at that time the sunspots was 0, 0, 0, every day 0. And I was very disappointed because 10 was closed, 12 was closed, 15 was closed. And I spent a lot of time on 40 and 80 meters, and sometimes on 20, but 20 was spotty. And now, 5 years later, all the bands are starting to open up there, and I could go on all the different bands. And, what I learned about that is that you can have the biggest tower in the world, the biggest antennas, but if you don't have the sunspots and the solar flux, it may be a big pile of junk, Maybe that's an exaggeration, but, you need the sunspots and the solar flux, absolutely, no matter what your antenna system is. And, once you have the antenna, the sunspots, maybe my antenna system, I can be a little bit stronger. Maybe I'm 10 over S9, and another station with a more modest antenna system is S9. But we still can communicate just as well. Maybe I get through the pileup faster or quicker, and maybe I can talk longer and earlier. The band opening is larger, but for the most part, a single antenna at a good height works. So that's what I learned. So I would say propagation is number one on the list. Number two is the QTH, as you mentioned. Every QTH is different, and people who live near the salt water have a very good takeoff, low resistance bounce there. So you know that QTH plays a very big role, and that would be number 2. Number 3, I think, would be the antennas themselves. What is the gain of the antennas, and how big are they? And number 4 would be power. You can get a little bit of gain by using the linear amplifier and getting 3 dB gain, 6 dB gain by using amplification. But what I learned about that also is that the amplifier is most important on the lower frequencies, like 40, 80, and 160, because the noise level is so high. You need to get above the noise level so people can hear you, otherwise you're not copyable. But on 10, 12, 15, 17, and maybe 20 is very busy. You really don't need the amplifier. You can do it with a few watts. And as a matter of fact, if you were listening on my conversation with, Dave, G4AKC, he went down to 10 milliwatts, and I could copy him, and then he went to 1 watt and 10 watts, and at 10 watts it was really good. I was really surprised. Okay, so that was a long transmission. Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox Fox, W2VP.
Yeah, QSL, W2VP, ON7 OFF returning. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, propagation is very important. I already experienced a few times, especially on the upper section of the HF band, that I couldn't hear any station, and I could hear a friend of mine close to my QTH talking with a French station. And 5 minutes later, I started to hear that French station. My friend, he's about 30 miles away from me, and I couldn't hear the French station. And he was like having a QSO, telling him that he was very strong, 20/9, and I was like, yeah, you're so strong here. I couldn't hear anything. So about 5 minutes, 7 minutes later, I started to hear that French station, and at a certain moment in time, he was like 20/9 at my station, and my friend, he was telling him, look, I lost you, I cannot hear you anymore. So it's sometimes very locally orientated, so it can be very local. And, the propagation, sometimes even if there is a pileup, it happened a few months ago. There was a pileup with a station from the Faroe Islands or somewhere in the north, and I could hear him, and I was calling half an hour, and nothing. I couldn't get through the pileup, and then I shut down the station. I took a break, get some food, come back to the chat, to the shack, and then I saw that his signal was like 5.9 plus. So, and then I made one shout, and I got in. Listen, John, I've got Callum on there. Callum, you must know him. He's a figure, man. He's the guy who designed the X-Commander, and I want to see if you can say hello to him, because he's an absolute figure. Mike 0, Mike Charlie X-Ray. So, if you don't mind, let me leave a little blank. I know I keep you awake, and see if you can hear Callum. Callum, can you take the microphone? Mike 0, Mike Charlie X-Ray, Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox Fox for the group with Whiskey 2, Victor Papa. Over. Papa, over. Okay, nothing heard. Can you hear Callum, John, over? John, over?
Yeah, Roger. But he's very light there. I think he gave me a 4x1, so let me exchange reports with him. So the copy is not good, Kurt, between us, but let me try to exchange the reports. Mike 0, Mike Charlie X-Ray. Here is Whiskey 2, Victor Papa, QSL to 4x1, QSL 4x1. You're also 4x1, also 4x1, over. Roger. Okay, 5 and 4. I don't know if you were giving Kurt a 4x1, but hi QSL, the 5 and 4, over. Okay, 73. Yeah, the propagation is a good, Kurt, over.
Yeah, QSL, okay. Yeah, I wanted to see if I can get him in because, I tried to get on his live streams, but he's doing the live streams on Friday, and I'm working on Friday, so be damned, so I can never get on his live stream as well and say hello to him. But, I hope maybe later on I can make the contact with Colin, but, he's a figure. I follow him on YouTube. He's got a tremendous channel, so I really love the effort that he's doing. For the entire ham world and ham community. Okay, John. Well, anyway, I won't hold you too long. I think I'll just get my breakfast. I woke up. I worked yesterday, so I work every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I worked yesterday, and I came in late. I wanted to have a little longer sleep, but there we are on the radio. All because of that very big signal you were pushing to me. So. But listen, John, if you want to do any more tests, let me know. If you subscribe to the channel, you can have my whereabouts. But if you need to do more tests and you want to make an appointment somewhere, let me know. I will be very happy to do that. So maybe one day we can do it in Alpha mic or Foxtrot mic because it will, you can switch over. I don't know if you have to unkey if you switch between antennas, because if you can key. Maybe you can put like 100 watts on the antenna, and then you send the CW beeps, and then have a look. That's possible too. So yeah, you let me know. I'm always there to do these kind of tests. That's why I'm doing these live streams, just because it's fun, but also because sometimes people they want to compare the antennas, amplifier or settings in the radio with the audio settings, whatever. That's why I'm doing it, and it's pretty neat. So okay. I'll let you go. I'm going to get my breakfast before I start to get a headache because I'm very sensitive if I don't get my breakfast in the morning and I eat my cup of tea. But nice talking to you, John. It's been a great pleasure. Absolutely fantastic to do the test. And I always love to talk about antennas as well. It's a fascinating subject there. Whiskey 2, Victor Papa, Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox, over.
Kurt, Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox, W2VP, very good. Well, I've enjoyed the QSO, and your signal is excellent. Your 5.9 plus, very strong signal. So I think the two-element quad and your QTH is definitely doing the job, and you're coming in loud and clear. So thank you very much, and I have your contact information there and everything, and I appreciate the live streaming there. That was kind of cool. And I'll say 73s for now, and look for you again. Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox, W2VT. Good morning, Kurt. Enjoy your breakfast.
Thanks a lot, mate. 73s. I'll talk to you soon. I'm going to see if Colin is coming back to my message there in the chat box. I check with him if he wants to go on 40 meter for a check. 73s, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Kurt, before...
May I have a short one with hello, Captain, a short one, just a short one.
November 3, Radio Tango Bravo. Radio Tango Bravo.
Yeah, who's the Radio Tango Bravo?
Italia Station Italy, November 3, Radio Tango Bravo. Italia, November number...
Colin, are you there? Colin, if you can hear me, do you want to give it a try on the 40 meters? 40 meters?
number 2, V Victor, P Papa, W2 Victor Papa, QSL.
QSL 5 and 2 in the moment, mine adjusting my antenna from North Pole. Yes, 5 and 2. And my name is Renzo, I spell Radio Europa, November, Zanzibar, Ocean. And my QTH is Trento Town. Trento is located.
I wonder if Kurt's around. ON70FF. This is Mike 0, Mike Charlie X-ray listening.
This one is working. Okay, I'm here.
Bit of on and off here. Sorry about this, everybody. ON70FF. This is M0 MCX. Over.
Yep, this one is working. I get you in there, Callum. Finally. Now, I'm doing the service. You're not doing the live stream. How you doing, mate? Nice to hear you. Sorry it didn't work on 20 meters, but boy, John here was very strong. So good morning to you. I will wait for my breakfast for a few more moments there. Mike 0, Mike Charlie X-ray. This is Oscar November 7, Oscar Fox. Good morning, over. Good morning, over.
Very good day, Kurt. Well, listen, you're 5 and 9 here. I don't know what power. I've just got the basic DX Carter expedition up. I'm on holiday with the PS590, so I'm just 100 watts this morning, Kurt. Over.
Yeah, QSL, fantastic. Yeah, okay. If you want to do any test, so if you need to compare your DX Commander with the Nebula and all that kind of stuff, that's why I got this live stream, So you let me know anytime, and you can also connect to my receiver remotely if you want to. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with the SDR console. I've got the SDR console running 24/7. Colin, okay. Well, I'm sorry I couldn't hear you on 20 meters. Propagation wasn't there, mate. They haven't polished the E layer yet for us. Over.
Well, you were about originally when I came across you, you were about 5'7", even 5 and 8. But gradually you went away, So, don't worry, that's fine. And I actually heard you, of course, on 14165. And when you said you were going to get live streaming, I thought I'd hang around and find the stream, just annoy you with the chat. So that's fine. Do you live stream very often, Kurt?
Yeah, I do live stream pretty often. I just love to do it. People, they just flock together, But you want to try it on 80 meters? I think 80 meters is even going to... Oh, no, maybe 80 meters is not going to work, right? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how the propagation is on 80 meter. But yeah, you're fading away a little bit, so the propagation is not very good. I'm running about 500, 600 watts now, so I just turned on the amplifier to be sure that you can get me. But yeah, propagation ain't that good this morning for the UK, 80 meter in general is good in the night. I'm not sure. Maybe now it's already too late. Maybe we won't hear each other on 80 meter.
Yeah, maybe. You are 20 over. 20 over your 500 watts doing very well. I'm on holiday, Kurt, so I have the very basic with me. And enjoying it. Despite the sun being restricted on that power. Good.
Okay, hold on. I've got a phone call. Hold on. Let me just pick the phone call. Hello, bonjour. Hello.
No problem at all. I'll just see if there's anyone else around. M0 MCX listening.
The phone call is finished, so I can be with you. Hold on.
Okay. So, a few seconds of over, so I'm not watching your stream at the moment because I'm recording my stream, so I'll review it later. But, so a signal report, what am I, like 5 and 5 or something, Kurt, over?
You're 30 over, 59, 30 over, but yeah, my radio is kind of, yeah, okay, I see, I have this visual gain here a little bit too high. I'll give you a new report on your next transmission because my gain was not correct. So can you give me a little shout over the shout?
Yes, I can, yes. So the 40-meter element, I'm running 30 small radials. Each radial is about 3.5 meters, so I've got about 3 wavelengths of radials on the ground, just where the dogs run, you know, and I'm about, I'd say, half a kilometer from the ocean. So that's the story, over.
Yeah, okay. I get you at a certain moment 8 dB into the red, so 8 dB with the correct signal meter. So apparently my rating on my signal report was exaggerated because my visual gain jumped to 30 dB. So, but yeah, I get you now 5.9 plus 8 dB in the clear without a problem. A little bit of a QSB. So you're on holidays. So I hope you enjoy the holidays, mate. Don't spend too much time on the radio. Spend also some time with the wife, the XYL, and the daughter, mate, because you know they want to have their daddy as well. So. But yeah, great stuff. So where is your holidays now? Are you somewhere in the UK, I guess? So you're going around with a camper, or what's going on, Colin?
So we hire a house on the coast. It's very lovely. It's a small town called Hughes, which is Bravo Uniform Delta Echo Hughes. We have 3 or 4 days of sunny afternoon. We will be getting out, having coffee, walking the dogs, and so on. And then sometimes I'll have an hour to bathe after night. Wendy may watch the television, and I might get on the radio. I might be planning a live stream later tonight. To see what happens on 20 and 40. So that's the story. Don't you worry. I'll still have plenty of family time.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, QSL, Mike 0, Mike Charlie X-ray, ON7 OFF. Yeah, that's something I can imagine that it must that you'd have to make a little bit of time with the family as well, Colin. Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, I'll keep an eye on the YouTube channel and see if you start to get live and have a listen and come and say hello to you as well. But propagation is kind of up and down here on 40 meters. So I get you 5.9, 8 dB, and then you're fading away to 5.7. So, and you're close to my ground floor noise. I have some ground floor noise that is pretty higher on 40 meter. I'm just using a dipole for this band, nothing fancy. While the other band on the upper section of the HF band, I'm using a 12-man cubical quad. That is working pretty well for me. So fantastic. Okay, Colin, I'll let you go. I'm going to get my breakfast. But great stuff to hear you. And sorry that I couldn't hear you on 20 meter. We have to bring some eggs to the monks and ask them that they polish the E layer for us, mate, so we can have a little longer conversation also on the 20 meter or maybe even 10 meter. Who knows? 10 meter should be okay. You know, these days 10 meter is open often towards the UK. But, you know, it's very locally orientated, so you only have specific regions that you can copy on 10 meter. And we have to be lucky that we're in this vicinity of this propagation. 73s, Callum, great stuff. I'm going to stop the live stream and get some food. Nice to hear you, mate. Thank you so much coming to my live stream. I really appreciate it. I'm very, very honored.
Fantastic day, and maybe see you later. Who knows? Have a good breakfast. I'll stay on this frequency for 10 minutes. So good luck, 73. MCX. Bye-bye.
Okay, M0 MCX 73s. Good luck and take care. God bless you, mate. Stay safe and say hello to the family. ON7 OFF turning off the radio. 73s. Bye-bye.
73. Thanks, Kurt. Hello, anyone else for a call? This is Mike at 0. Mike Mike 0, Mike Charlie X-ray. Mike 0, Mike Charlie X-ray. CQ, over.
Echo for you, sir.
CQ. Hello, Mike 0, Mike Charlie. Mike 0, Mike Charlie X-ray. Mike 0, Mike Charlie X-ray. CQ, over. Mike Charlie X-ray. Mike 0, Mike Charlie X-ray. CQ, over. CQ. Hello, Mike 0, Mike Charlie X-ray. Mike 0, Mike Charlie X-ray. Mike 0, Mike Charlie X-ray. CQ, over. CQ. Hello, Mike 0, Mike Charlie X-ray. Mike 0, Mike Charlie X-ray. Mike 0, Mike Charlie X-ray. CQ, over. CQ. Mike 0, Mike Charlie X-ray. Mike 0, Mike Charlie X-ray. CQ, over. Okay, well, OQSY up to 20 now. All the best. Bye-bye. 73 and 0 MCX.